What would have happened if Elizabeth Afton had never died? Elizabeth Afton is a vital character in the Five Nights at Freddy's lore, being a fundamental pillar in the story. But what if she had not been killed by Circus Baby? Well, let's begin. To start, let's do a quick recap of her story up to the date of her death. Elizabeth was born as the youngest daughter of William Afton around 1979 or 1980. In 1985, when she was about 4 or 5 years old, she became captivated by her father's new creation, Circus Baby, which she believed was a gift for her. Circus Baby's Pizza World opened on her birthday, and with all those factors, things ended the way we all know. But let's change one thing. William would have left someone with her to watch over her. So, she doesn't die, right? Let's continue. First, let's think about why Circus Baby's Pizza World closed in the first place. If Afton created the FNaF to kill, why shut it down instead of going through with his plan? The best guess is that he closed the place to experiment with Baby, and since he trusted his daughter, it would have been easier. This is somewhat implied, as Elizabeth was fragmented in sister location. If she had not been the victim, another girl or other children would likely have been killed instead. Funtime Freddy would kill someone, or Afton would probably use the Springbok suit. This would likely have turned into a child massacre like the one at Freddy's, eventually closing the establishment. But since there would be no evidence, William couldn't be brought to trial. He would likely take the FNaF to Rentals, which was supposedly a safe place for him, and conduct his dream experiments there. Now, with the FNaFs possessed by the souls of the missing children, he might experiment on them to obtain remnant, presenting himself as a friend to them. Basically, Afton would have a remnant farm, which he could use for several things. Creating more FNaFs, opening another location to repeat the process, or trying to transfer his soul into an amalgamation, as he did in the fourth closet. Between 1985 and 1986, this would mean William wouldn't need more victims, he'd already have what he wanted. The next debate would be whether William would go on the run or not. After all, he'd be a suspect in the eyes of the police for 2 missing children incidents, so he'd be under surveillance. But if he fled, he'd lose his position as CEO of Fezber Entertainment, and therefore possibly access to Rentals. Let's assume he does go on the run to continue his experiments with the FNaFs. In 1987, everything would stay the same. It's not exactly clear why William went to the 1987 location, as he didn't extract remnant or leave the bodies of the DCI children there. It's easy to guess it wasn't for remnant, so I'd leave Five Nights at Freddy's 2 unchanged. You know the story. William kills the DCI, switches to the day shift, Jeremy gets bitten, Fritz replaces him, and the place closes. From there, the story would follow normally until the events of sister location, except here there's the question of whether Mike would go to Rentals or not. Since his sister wouldn't be involved, and William originally ordered him to put Elizabeth back together, let's assume Mike does not go to Rentals. That means sister location never happens, and the FNaFs remain trapped in Rentals. Since Mike doesn't go there, he has no reason to work at Freddy's as a night guard. This means that after Freddy's closes, it stays abandoned without a guard. Mike wouldn't get a logbook, Nightmare wouldn't give him nightmares, and no one would help Sylvia and Timmy during the events of You Are the Band, so they would likely fall into Eleanor's hands. Mike would live a normal life. William, on the other hand, wouldn't need to destroy the animatronics, and nothing in 1993 would happen. He wouldn't even need to use the Springbok suit. The police would likely stop following him and leave the case unsolved. With no obstacles, he'd return to Rentals and form the amalgamation, as he did in the trilogy. Without these events taking place, Fezber Frights would find the FNaF animatronics intact, without Springtrap, and open the horror attraction with Freddy, Bonnie, Kika, and Foxy still possessed. There would be no phantoms to burn down the attraction, and Henry wouldn't take action, eventually dying of old age. Who knows if Hobson could survive the FNaF animatronics without doors? In this universe, Afton forms the amalgamation and merges with the Phantoms, meaning no one can rest in peace. Well, except for Michael and Elizabeth, who live a normal life.